Continuing with our video series, I'd like to introduce you to Jeff Walters of Strategy Outfitters. Jeff is the co-founder of two very successful marketing services companies. He is now an investor and consultant creating value by applying marketing strategy, technologies, and financial analysis to businesses. Hi Jeff, I want to thank you for joining us today.
Hey Arnie.
As you know, we're here to talk about the year 2010. And I'm going to just jump right into ask you our very first question, which is what are your thoughts about internet marketing as we head into the new year?
Well, I think the biggest thing is really the shift to digital, and that's kind of obvious. But the Great Recession that we've had and all the disruption in the economy has really forced the shift in spending to digital spending. And with that shift has come, of course, investment, innovation, all the things that follow the money. And what's nice about that is that means there are going to be a lot more solutions in some of the emerging areas of digital marketing, but at the same time, there's going to be more focus on ROI. Some of those things that have been experimentation on the fringes, like social media, for example, people are going to start to ask the questions about, okay, now that we've gotten through we're going to do it to learn, let's talk about how we can do this to make money. So I think that shift to digital, the money that comes with that, the innovation that comes out of the disruption, and then the focus on ROI really underneath that trend is really the biggest thing.
Yeah, super. Well, and I know you, I think I've already mentioned this, but you've built two really successful, what I would say are classic integrated marketing companies. So I want to ask you specifically, you're welcome. I want to ask you specifically, what do you see heading into 2010 with respect to integrated marketing, real integrated digital marketing?
Well, there's a kind of reasonably newly coined term called social CRM. And at the end of the day, I've given that a lot of thought, and I think it's a pretty good way of capturing kind of what's emerging. Previously there were two legs, if you will, to my area of combining operational data of a business with the addressable data for multi-channel marketing and digital marketing. And now there's this third leg that's emerged over the last few years, and that's social media. And what's nice about that is that you have to look at it from two perspectives. One, the brand perspective or the marketer's perspective, and the other, the customer's perspective. And since with the emerging of social media, the power has shifted to the customer, the challenge for the brand marketer is how do we get customer permission to access and link their social media presence to the operational data, the transactions that business may have with that same customer. And I think at the same time, we're going to start to see customers become more of the brand ambassadors. So I think we're going to see that there's going to be a struggle to some degree to get customers to be they're going to be spokespeople, but they're going to be, kind of on that fringe of, are they compensated or not, and all of the controversy around full disclosure and all that, but the customer won't be controlled in that regard. I think they will become brand ambassadors because brands will encourage them to be brand ambassadors and will reward them as a result, and that's going to become just a bigger shift. So the three-legged stool now, I think, is social media data being integrated in through APIs and permission with kind of classical direct and interactive marketing and operation data.
Yeah, excellent. It's great information for our viewers. Appreciate that.
Sure.
So here's the hard part. We're ending all of our interviews with asking each person if they can narrow this down to just one critical issue that those in the internet marketing space should be concerned about or focused on in 2010.
Yeah, I think it's something that's been close to my heart for a while, and I think I'm going to see it start to come to fruition. And it's really the establishing customer P&Ls is something that I think marketers are going to begin to do and use that as the basis for ROI and accountability. So specifically, something that I've had a little bit of success with over the last few years is helping customers or brand marketers to build these customer-based P&Ls, so you know how much you're investing in the customer and how much that customer is providing in return, and what that customer P&L that is being processed in real time with that three-legged stool I talked about of social media data, interactive marketing data, and operational data. That P&L is going to provide a mechanism to determine, for example, when it makes sense to give free services to customers, There's a lot of discussion around free. Is that the right price? Is it really the prevailing price and whatnot? Well, yes, it is if in fact that customer can throw off other forms of value, maybe referring other customers of value, maybe buying other corollary services or whatnot. So I do think that the combination of building some of the early stage customer P&Ls that I think are going to emerge with kind of the free model, if you will, and then using that as the basis for figuring out whether or not you can then transition from the free model or even just the traditional evaluation of a customer into a customer that's a profitable long-term customer is really going to be the key. So customer P&Ls is kind of the thing I think we'll begin to see gain traction this coming year.
Great. Yeah, great. That's very insightful. Appreciate it. Well, I know time is precious. I want to thank you for your time, Jeff.
Sure.
And we'll see you at an Azima event soon.
We will. All right.
All right.
Thanks, Arnie.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.